And hello to all my Leo friends, I'd like to welcome you in. My name is Scott Sagent, and today I'll be doing your free Psychic Tarot reading for December 2023. Now today they have dialed up for my great Leos, a four-corner spread. Four-corner spread is a great spread for general readings because it looks at those four main areas that people usually ask about in tarot anyways, which is the work corner, the love corner, health corner, and the financial money corner. We're going to take a stroll through all four of them today, and they've asked that I conclude your reading with no extra spread. So you guys are going to be one of my easiest signs, light and easy on me this month, and usually that's a good sign. Usually that means less is more. Spirit just wants to give you a little bit here, a little bit there, and you guys are good to go on with your December and start your 2024 empowered and in strength. So we're going to get started right now, guys, and end with a Rune Stone. I forgot to tell you that, but we are going to always end with the Rune Stone, end with moon cycles, which are going to be out of this world. You cannot miss those moon cycles, guys, as well as homily. So let's get started now. The cards are shuffled, ready to go. Do that ahead of time to save us some time. And now I'm going to bring you into my overhead so you can watch. And we are live and recording. Okay, Leo, these are my ritual cuts, cutting each deck into thirds, putting them back together in a separate order. It satisfies the ritual aspect of tarot. It is the same procedure for personal private reading, so it's just like you're here with me now, and you are. All right, so here we go with the four corners. We're going to start up here with work. Work coming in hot. Big theme, big deal for Leos. Work corner. Love. Get over there. There we go. All right, love corner. Short one there. Coming down here, this is financial and money. Also short. Over here is health. See if that's about a person. They say no. So really, the biggest corner you guys got is work. Like I said, not very chatty group with you this month, but that's good. Let me just show you up close. Actually, let me grab that angel card because that is a major arcana card. It's going to get one of them. Check around from an invert. It's pretty good distribution. This one is 2/3 blocked, and I didn't pull that angel to see if it was, so I am going to do a discard just to be safe to see if Spirit wants to read this one upright or inverted. They do say they want it upright, so I'm glad I checked. So this is going to be read like this. Let me show you up close. That is the work corner. Coming down here to financial. This will be health. And love. Okay, Leo, let's get to work. We're using my bird deck today. That's why we have so many, well, I was going to say so many birds, but really you didn't pull that many. Interesting. They're all still in the deck still. A lot of deep philosophical messages in here in this deck. It's a good deck to use when you want the deep, deep truth of things. So here we go. Let's see where to start. Going to end up with work because that's your big one. I'm going to finish there. So let's kind of go along with, because we got to do finance with that. They're intertwined. So let's go health first, then we'll go love. Health. We start with really nurturing your health. A lot of Leos are working on your health in December. Good for you guys, because you know what? The holidays are hard to do that in sometimes, depending on what version of health you're trying to do, whether you're trying to exercise, whether you're trying to diet, or maybe just do something a certain way, maybe subtract sugar or, add more vegetables and fiber or whatever it is that you're trying to do. They show that you guys are working on that here in December, coming in very good, nurturing, and it shows that it's been nurtured before. So very good, good mix of energy there. The next thing they show there is getting more freedom too. This is going to give you more health freedom. Your health is really opening up in a big way. It's almost kind of like a flower kind of blossoming, because this card means tied down, but inverted, it means the opposite. It means kind of getting away from being tied down. And it's actually showing in the picture of the card that this girl is tied down, but there's flowers blooming through her anyway. So especially in this form where it shows that, you're really getting more freedom here, your health is really kicking in a good position here. Now, if for some reason you are one of those Leos who just hasn't really done that yet, well, what better time to do that than December? That's what they're showing here. Such a great opportunity for health. Don't want you guys to miss that. Now, as we get up into the love corner, and talking about love, you've probably noticed the last few months I've been doing a spread, or not a spread, but going over a section called chemistry tracking, and I do still do that. I'm just not going to talk about it here. It is going to be posted publicly for everybody to see on my website, scottsagent.com, on my Talking About page, and also on the Facebook page. So that way you can not just check out your own, you can check out your lovers or your best friends or your mom, so you can see everybody's chemistry tracking all in one place. It's much more inclusive. So there we go. Let's talk about that love corner, guys. Love corner comes in with things are moving forward, even though they feel like they may not be. Okay, so things are going good. It's kind of like trust the system a little bit, trust the process. Things are actually better than they are. A lot of you, they're saying, kind of feel like somebody's out to get you, or that people are out to get you, or that bad things keep happening to your loved ones, your love corner. Love corner, big place too. It's anybody close to your heart that they can talk about in here. And although it is a very positive card, in this deck, it is very kind of suspect because it shows that kind of like you're not really sure about where things are going. And Spirit is here to remind you it's actually okay. Things are actually moving in a positive direction, whether you feel like they are or not. And whether or not there are people out to get you, that is pictured as piranhas under this gentleman's boat that he's in, kind of like a canoe. So they may be there, they may not be, but don't let them get in the way of what you're trying to do, okay? You got to do what you got to do. Now, the next thing they show here is my Seven of Cups, and this is a card that basically shows you guys have a lot of options in the love corner. So, let me give it to you a few different ways. If you're single, this is saying like moving in a good trajectory and having a lot of options. That's good for December, okay? A lot of good options out there. Not all of them are going to be good options, so it is your job to use discernment and kind of pick the red flags off and get rid of them, and to kind of keep the ones that are worth the darn, keep them, around. Options is really the energy of the card. Options is what it's all about here. And they don't want you to hang on to kind of an old way of thinking or old, whether it be a type, whether it be a mentality, whether it be emotional baggage, something from the past that has held you back, something like that. They show you kind of hanging on to something here in this deck, despite the fact that there are options. Now, let's say you're coupled up. Let's say you're married in a relationship, happy or unhappy, doesn't matter. The energy here is saying that there's a lot of options. So either options to like leave and go somewhere else, options to, you know what, we're going to do something different within the family. We're going to improve, because options are, I view that options as a good thing no matter what it comes up like, as long as it's not too many that you don't know what to choose. That's kind of the bad thing about having options. If you have like 100 different kinds of ketchups to choose, very hard to choose. If you got 2 or 3 ketchups to choose from, very easy, very much easier choice selection to be made there. So there's a lot of choices and a lot of options going on with your family, with your loved ones in December. Anybody close to your heart here. So just use those choices wisely is what I would encourage you to do. Let's go down to finances. Finances, Leo, they talk about really being tested here. The lessons that you've learned are really going to come into play in December. Financial lessons, that is. Because the money stuff here is saying that, you know what? You got to deal with something here that you are not really good at. This has been challenging to you before. Maybe it's not spending too much. Maybe it's building up credit card debt. You don't want to do that. Whatever it is that they show has been a challenge to you is more than likely going to resurface in the month of December. And of course, that's easy to do with the holidays, Christmas, and the whole bit. Now, with just a little bit of awareness and not hiding from the problem, facing it straight on, dead on, centered up, you can overcome this. Not just overcome this, but you can really succeed. You can really put a trophy on the shelf, is what they describe it as, the energy here. It's a nice little trophy, nice little accomplishment. So coming in very good in the way that it wraps up, as long as you learn from your lessons of the past. And even though those are tough lessons to learn from, you can do it. I know you can. Let's get up to work, because work was a big deal. The biggest deal. We're starting with bringing in Beloved One, which is my Angel Oracle card that came in. This is usually like a deceased loved one of yours. Very interesting that this popped up. It says in the card that I'm helping you with your spiritual soulmate relationship. I pay more attention to Beloved One, in that you just have help from the other side here with work. They are helping you. I'm not sure which beloved one this is. It doesn't really specify for me, but this is somebody that you care about. So this is a deceased loved one. This is your spiritual team, guardian angels, spirit guides, that kind of thing. Somebody is really working overtime here for you in your work corner. So they're working behind the scenes, pulling levers, moving those curtains around where they need to be so that you are in the right places to be very beneficial for you. The work corner too is a very big place in your life. It is not just the job. For most people it is, but for everybody else it can be entrepreneurship, it can be learning new things, hobbies and interests, retirement, like what you spent your time doing before when you used to work. Well, what are you spending that time doing now? We still have a work corner even after we're retired. And this is also like collegiate classes. This is, so you can see very large umbrella there. Enterprise, area study. I think I've been through it all. So big umbrella. They bring in the justice card. Justice card can be about legal agreements with work. Some of you work with contracts, I would be looking to watch this contract here in December. It's probably something coming up that you put your signature on, important paper that you need to sign. Maybe it's like your review for the year of how you've done at work. Maybe it's a raise. I'm not sure what it is, but there is some ink going on, pen on paper. Okay, this can also be, the justice card can also be a card about karma returning to you. So this is like if you've done good work at work, it's going to boomerang back to you, and December is the month when that boomerang returns. So this is when you get the kickback to all that hard work that you put in. Finally, right? Well, karma works both ways. And if you've slacked at work, you haven't really done your job right, or stuff like that, well, that also comes back, and that is going to also come back in December. The next thing we show here is not really seeing things clearly at work. A lot of you are driving a little bit blind here. Not really sure which way to go with things, up, down, left, or right. It could be a decision between two things too that you're really contemplating. I'm going to jump ahead to the next card and come back to that one because we have the Sun card to wrap that up. And the Sun card is the best card in the tarot deck, and Leo, you got it clear and free. There are no blockages here. So I'm going to throw the Leo golden lions all over the place here. An opportunity for your work corner in December. It's huge. So now we go back to not seeing things clearly. Well, you don't have to see things clearly if you have a little bit of faith. We had that talk in the very first where we started in your love corner. Trust the process. Things are moving in the direction that they're supposed to move in, even if they feel like they're not. So driving a little blind, not seeing things, not knowing the whole picture, not knowing all the puzzle pieces perhaps in December, not that big of a deal for you, Leo. It's going to be all right. It's going to be all right. We got that golden energy right behind it, looking very good. Your loved ones are helping you too. So what more could you ask for? That's what I'm saying there. Now let's grab that Rune Stone for you. They're already mixed up. One more swirl, they come. And here we go. Rune Stone for Leo. Going to be this one right here. This is the Rune Stone. It's an X. Nice balanced X. This is the X of partnership. So let's talk about some partnership. In that love corner, some of you may be seeking partnership. Some of you may be feeling like, hey, I don't know about this partnership. But again, Spirit reminded you got options and things are moving in a good direction. So trust the partnership there. Partnership down here in health. I think the partnership is just with you and your body coming in so good, or working on good. The environment is good at least for you to do such things. Partnership over here in financials is learning from your lessons, and you either do or you don't. That's really what it comes down to. I'm not really sure partnership, the Rune Stone, is applicable to that so much, but it applies to the other ones very, very directly. And then when we come up here to work, your partnership here is going to be with your team, with the people, with the illusion, with the stuff that you can't see, the behind the scenes, the mechanisms, the maneuvers, trusting that your team has got you and that they're moving you in a good direction here. You have a lot of angelic help in that corner, and that is partnership on that level. So there we go. Very good Rune Stone to wrap up your four corners with. Now I am going to cut away to your moon cycle. This is going to be epic. Epic out of this world moon cycle. Glad you guys stuck with it, because here it comes. And I'm also going to transition that into your homily. So I'm going to cut away, and when I say cut away, I actually mean blast away. Okay guys, it is moon cycle forecast time, and I figure what better place, what better environment to bring you the moon cycles than the lunar surface herself. So let's talk about some December, because oxygen is running low and I gotta get back to Earth so I can give you guys your homily. But first, let's talk about some December moons, shall we? The first thing that comes in December is the new moon. The new moon is the best time to attract new things and bring new things into your life. This happens on December 12th. Doesn't mean you have to do these things on December 12th, but earlier in the month is much better than later for bringing in new things. So whether it's something new with health, some new financial plan for the new year perhaps, maybe something new with love if you're trying to find some new love, earlier part of December is the best time to do this, guys. Something new with work, also early December, guys. The universe doesn't care what you use it for, but these lunar energies are already all around us, so why not use them to your benefit? I put together a moon cycle cheat sheet that you guys can check out on my website. It's free every single month, and that is a little graphic illustration to show you how these moon cycles move in and out. But before I let you go, let's talk about that full moon, because the full moon comes in the day after Christmas, December 26th. So the end of the month is the best time to get stuff out of your life, guys. Whether it's baggage, projects you need to get wrapped up and finished, maybe something you got to sell, something you got to get wrapped up, something toxic you got to get out of your life, maybe a person, maybe a bad habit. The end of the month is the best target date for these things. And again, the moon cycle cheat sheet is parked on scottsagent.com if you'd like to see a graphic illustration of this. But let's get back to Earth and deliver you your homily. All right, friends, welcome into your homily, December 2023 edition. My name is Scott Sagent, and the topic of this homily today is giving yourself the space to grow. And in the same way that outer space has no boundaries, it is infinite in every single direction, so are you as a spiritual sovereign being, child of God. The only restrictions that you have, that we all have, are the ones that we impose upon ourselves. So that's what we're going to be talking about a little today here. Stresses, anxieties, limiting beliefs, and of course fears. These are things that we impose upon ourselves that hold us down and do not let our higher selves reach our full potential. And we can see real, true examples of this in the physical world, because even though we're talking about spiritual here today, as above, so below, and there are physical, real world examples I can give you. The first one I'm popping up on the screen here, this is a picture of two basil plants. I got them posted right next to each other so you can see the size difference, the growth difference. These, I grew these from seeds, first of all, in my office, so they do not look like the basil plants that you probably see at your store, but that's okay. But for the sake of this video, you'll understand the difference here, because these seeds started at the exact same time. The only difference between them is the fact that one is in a larger pot than the other. One is in a smaller, more constrictive pot. And you can see the massive growth difference between the two. No other factors have changed except for that. But let's also talk about something that's called a plecostomus. This is an aquarium fish. It is part of the sucker catfish family. And these fish, like many wonderful animals, have the ability to adapt to their environment in a large way. These plecostomuses, these plecos, they can actually adapt their size to the tank size that is surrounding them, basically their environment. They're adapting to their environment. And this comes as probably a survival mechanism if you think about it, because if they get splashed into a puddle and they can't get back to the main hub of their lake, of their pond, well, now they're forced to grow up in this little constricted area. So of course there would be little benefit to growing to be the entire size of this puddle or their new tank. Of course that would be very detrimental to their health. They would not make it. They would be too big for their environment, right? So they have an ability to adapt their size and slow down their growth rate to the size of the tank. So what happens, this is my question for you. What happens if you remove these constrictions and restrictions on yourself? So for example, choose the thing that holds you down the most, that restricts you the most from the person you're trying to be and the places you're trying to go in life. Imagine how that would feel and how much better your life would be if that was out of the way. Imagine if that was solved, how much better and how much better of a trajectory you would be on as a person. You would feel fantastic, and you would feel like there's a big weight lifted off your shoulder too, and that there's maybe nothing holding you back. Well, this is all encouragement so you can go and attack that one thing, whatever that is. And of course, that is an inner game thing that takes some inner work, and that's not what this video is all about, but you gotta start somewhere. And the first thing you gotta do is bring awareness to the problem, and that is how you can start addressing it. How do I solve this problem? What are the things I can do? What is the inner work that I can do to get past this and live my best expansive life ever with no restrictions and giving yourself infinite amount of space? So I encourage you all to look at that one thing. And if you're very motivated, maybe look at a few things in your life that apply to this set of circumstances so that you can bring awareness to it and you can solve this inner work yourself and you can get these restrictions out of your way, because of course, none of us are ever going to win a race that we don't start. None of us are ever going to complete a project that we don't begin. There's only one way to start it, and that is with you. So that concludes your homily for December 2023. I thank you so much for joining the readings. I hope you have a great December, giving yourself plenty of space, and I know you will.
So I guess the fortune teller's right.